All right. Hey, Nuggets, welcome to the food truck. My name's Ruka. Today I just kind of wanted to take a break from all the packing and play some Mahjong because I can't do just Zatsudan without doing anything. It's just not, I don't know. I feel like I need to fiddle with something to be able to talk. See, keep my mind going. Otherwise, what do you call this? Otherwise, I lose track of stuff. I don't know. That's just kind of how I am. Speaking of which, I've been thinking about quite a few things recently on how to what's the word? Conduct myself, how to proceed with how I do things with the channel and stuff. And I was kind of thinking like maybe I feel like I'm trying a little bit too hard to push reactions out of myself whenever I do stream. And whenever I do my recordings for the Let's Plays, I don't see myself doing that as much. And it feels a bit more natural, at least for me it does. So I feel like I kind of want to ease into that. It might not be as exciting for some people, I don't know. But at least it shouldn't feel as forced as I may have been doing it before. You know, saying something just to say something sometimes is a little bit, what do you call this? It's a little bit cringe. For lack of a better word, it might be a little bit cringe. But at the same time, I do know when you're streaming, there's this thing called dead air, and too much dead air is possibly a bad thing. Possibly a bad thing. So it's like, I need to find a balance of where I say just enough and I don't force myself to say something when I don't really have to say anything. I don't know. It's always been a little bit difficult for me to do that. I think I did something similar at the beginning where I was just pretty much what do you call this? I was pretty much more subdued, more natural, I guess. And then I don't know, something changed. Something's changed, so I want to dial that back a little bit, and hopefully that's not hopefully that's not a bad thing for people that do visit the channel. I do want this to be a fairly relaxing place, something you can possibly put in the background, listen to. It's like, I know I'm not. It's like kind of like me sometimes when I watch other people's streams. Sometimes I'm not actually watching it. Sometimes I'm just listening. And at the very least, I want this to feel kind of like a podcast experience, because I like listening to podcasts, or at least the ones I do listen to. I like listening to those, and it does pass time when someone is talking. But if I'm just, what do you call this, trying to force reactions out of myself, I feel like that's not exactly something even I would like to see. Though I will react genuinely, and if my reaction generally is like with Stray, for example, it's like if it actually brings out the emotion. Sometimes my normal reactions are like, if it's just for myself, sometimes my normal reactions is very subdued, and normally my own personal reactions has been subdued for the longest time. I'll be honest, it's for the longest time my own reactions have been subdued, and it's like I need to find a way to feel what I used to feel a long time ago. What I mean by that is like many, many, many years ago, many moons ago, when Ruka wasn't so jaded with the world. They actually used to be so emotive. They actually used to feel things. They used to react more. They were a bit of a and wild card is not the word I'm looking for, but they were a bit of a hothead, which I don't know. It could be a bad thing. It could be a bad thing, but it certainly did get them to. I don't know. It did get them more emotionally invested in things that they enjoyed. And these days, or at least maybe not so much these days, but in recent history, not like maybe a few years back or so, they felt very detached about a whole lot of things. And this is like a process to try to get back to what they used to be, and be very genuine about it without forcing that emotion out, thinking how did I used to be, kind of thing. That's it. And I kind of just wanted to like get that out of the way here right now before we get into the game, because once we get into the ranking game, I'll be talking about other stuff, but this part here, I just want to like talk about personal stuff a little bit before we move on, before I forget. I really don't have anything else to say other than that, to be honest. But a long story short, I am going to try to dial back down the forcedness as I sometimes feel coming from myself. I don't know if people feel that about me whenever they drop by for streams, but it's like I just want to extend my chillness to you, my calmness to you, and hopefully you can feel that. That's really what I'm trying to do at the end of the day. And if I'm excited, I'm excited. There are times when I do get excited. It's just it takes a lot more. Usually it takes a lot more to get that out of me. That's it. But I am trying to slowly come back to what I used to be. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's go and get to the Mahjong table now. I'm not. Let's see. Let's get back there real quick. Okay. Oh, did the transition not happen? Did my transitions like kill themselves or something? I hope not. Hold up. What's going on? Okay, that works. Ah, something happened with my preview. That's probably why. Anyway, so again, today I'm just trying to catch up with you guys on what I've been doing. I actually planned to do a little bit of a Mahjong stream yesterday, just so I can get into the groove of doing Mahjong on Mondays. Though it's not going to be happening again once I finally start moving. I'm going to be moving here in roughly 2 weeks. Yeah, I think roughly 2 weeks at this time. I'll be on the road and I will not have access to anything. So I need to get some videos up during the downtime where I don't have stuff. Otherwise, the channel is going to be basically stagnant. Well, I mean, like there's no activity in the channel otherwise. So I need to get some videos up within the next couple of weeks, or maybe like a week and a half, because that's really all the time I got left. Make some videos and push those to the channel so that when I'm not streaming, there's actually something still going on here. And yeah, still working on that, but at the very least, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll talk about the rest of the stuff. Tournament. We're not gonna do tournaments, but what is up in the tournament area? I never actually do tournaments. Is there something else going on here? I don't really care about that right now. Also, I'm gonna turn up the volume just a tiny bit. This should be okay. This should be okay. Okay, ranked match. I think I'm still adept. It's gonna take like what, 10 games of first place to get to, what do you call this? To get to the next little Sakura. That's gonna take a while. Oh well, we're probably not gonna be ranking up today. That's okay. It is a grind. It is a grind, and you're not expected to like win 10 times in a row, so yeah, there's that. Sure, let's get rid of that. Anyway, so as I've mentioned plenty of times already during the past month, I am in the process of moving, currently packing, and I've actually gotten to the point now where I have packed almost everything. I think I'm like 85 to 90% packed, but I'm not moving for like a week and a half. Richi! Enjoy that third turn, Richi. Oh my gosh. Where's my taunting emote? Where's my taunting emote? Oh no, I could have sumoed that if I got rid of something else. Oh well. It is what it is. Anyway. So yeah, I finally got like 85 to 90% done. I think the rest of the stuff I have to pack is like bathroom stuff and the rest of the kitchen stuff. But I need some of those things out still until like the day before I move. But I'm still packing like what I can in the process so that it's not like totally messy later. Oh my gosh, double Richi. Not double Richi, but there's two Richis in the thing. Oh boy, it's gonna be bad. I would have won sooner if I kept the white. And no one's dropping any bamboos. Oh, great. Well, there's my sumo. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. 18,000! That is a dealer, Hanuman. Eat that. Eat that. I'm gonna make you guys squirm, and I'm probably going to drop down to 4th place by the end of this thing, because that's usually how it goes. That's usually how it goes. But yeah, 85 to 90% packed. There are some stuff left I haven't packed, but I could get packing. It's ridiculous though if I think about it, how much stuff I have. I could have sworn like 10 years ago I did not have 16 boxes of stuff, and now I have too much stuff. Hey Bison, welcome. What is those emotes? I saw you using the like the first one in Sky stream yesterday, and I think you have like what, a slime ball. Those are pretty neat. What is that first one? I can't tell what it is. It looks like a bird with a like purple peach butt. Is that what it is? I can't open Twitch right now, so I can't tell. So you'll have to tell me what it is. I just saw it. I just saw that it was interesting. Okay, this hand is dead. Absolutely dead. We just have to survive. But yeah. Yeah, like I still have the boxes I had roughly 10 years ago. I'm pretty sure I got rid of some of them on my initial move here. And they're not enough. They are absolutely not enough, and I need to get like at least 4 more boxes tomorrow. Otherwise, I just won't have it. I just won't have everything. And the thing is, I have to get like small enough boxes for the stuff I'm bringing with me. Because here's the funny thing with movers, or at least the one I'm working with. if I wanted to pay a huge premium on what do you call this? Getting my stuff from here to where I'm going to go, I would have to pay like double the amount I'm currently, what do you call this, paying, or at least what's in the quote, and I don't have that kind of money. So it's like you pay the let's just give numbers, because I don't, it's hard to contextualize this without some numbers, and I don't want to like keep you guys guessing on what we're talking about. We're talking big numbers here, guys. We're talking big numbers. And when I say big numbers, I'm talking like $8,000 is what I usually get quoted from moving companies to move from where I am to where I'm going. However, there's another moving company that I'm working with right now that like cuts that down to like half, which is great. However, they give me a delivery time for my stuff like 5 to 40 something days, and I'm like, really? That's a little long. So because of that, and there's no guarantee I'm gonna get in 5 days, I have to like pack the minimum amount of stuff with me so that I have something to use. Like my bed, I may not get that until much later, and that's going to, it's like, I have an inflatable bed I used in grad school, and I still have that to this day. It's like an emergency bed when I have to, and I'm gonna have to bring that with me. That's how life is. Sometimes you get stuff over the years that you forgot that you give. Well, I think in my case, when I first moved to this place where where I am currently, I had the bare minimum stuff from grad school. Some pots and pans, an inflatable bed, also a futon, which I also use as a couch. And when I say futon, I don't mean like a Japanese futon, though I wish it was. And I may move to that sort of bedding eventually, because it's a lot easier to carry around. Like, I have a bed. I have an actual box spring bed, but space-wise, I think I would rather like get rid of it, to be honest. But I've also had that bed ever since before high school. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. So it's like, and the bed is still good. The bed is still good. So it's like, as much as I want to get rid of it, it's very hard for me to justify to get rid of it, because it's like, it's been with me for a very long time, and very hard to justify just getting rid of it. At the end of the day, it's still a good bed, and I was this close to selling it, but just to like make my moving quote lower, but they said nope. This is the price. This is a minimum price. Getting rid of your bed is not going to make it cheaper. Okay, so I'm going to keep the bed at least for a little bit longer, at least for that, at least because of that. But yeah, inflatable bed for the win, but grad school isn't fun. Well, it depends on the grad school. If you're doing grad school for the PhD, that is not fun. It's also the reason why I didn't do a PhD, because if you think about a PhD, what is the average years for to get a PhD? And it's not even guaranteed, okay? Average years to get a PhD, I think, is roughly 8. The last time I checked this information, it was 8 years, but it can be as little as 3 to 4, depending on what you're doing and the program that you're working on. But 8 years, okay? 8 years of being basically a minimum wage. 8 years of being basically a minimum wage assistant while getting a degree, and you're not even guaranteed to get a degree. All right, you're not guaranteed to get that degree while you're at the end of it all. I've worked with quite a few people who came from PhD programs and decided after so many years it just wasn't for them, and came up with a master's, which some people think master's is a bad thing. It's not. It is not. It is not a bad thing. The thing is, okay, that's not me. The thing with the master's is, depending on what the field is, the master's may not serve you. What I did for my grad school is I went for a master's. I did not go for a PhD program. I went for a master's for like a professional thing. That's the best way I can describe it, because honestly, it was a experimental program, but hey, it still got me my master's in the science I was looking for. So yeah, the bed is a part of you, and just like you've seen so many things you did over the years. I mean, yeah, this is true. This is true. What am I doing? What am I doing with this hand? No. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I mean, like it's not like they regretted it, but the people they worked with during those master's programs, at least the people I that I talked to, it's more like the faculty politics is a little bit too much. Of course, it's not like this everywhere, but for certain places, it can be a little bit too much, if you know what I mean. There's always some sort of politics everywhere, and most people try to not get you tangled up in that, thankfully. But sometimes the department politics is a little bit too heated and it spills out, and everyone gets caught whether they like it or not. I personally haven't had that happen to me in my graduate program, but it was a 1-year master's program anyway. I think you see more of that if you do like a PhD and stuff, and you see that, and when you're like working with a professor, you see more of that, how the professors treat each other, and then in turn treat the graduate candidates, right? The students. I don't know what they call them, but yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, I've had the bed since grad school. Not well, the actual mattress way before grad school, and then I still had when I was in grad school. There we go. When I was in grad school, all I had was an inflatable bed, the futon, kitchen equipment, and I guess it was a really simple table, not even from IKEA. I think it was a table from like Walmart or something, and it was just basically this wooden plank with 4 wooden pegs, and that was my coffee table. I still have that. That's what I use to stream the cooking stuff in my room. So, and it's still serviceable. It's still serviceable. I don't need like a fancy wooden furniture. At least not while I'm still living in an apartment, you know? Yeah, I got the food truck, but even the food truck doesn't have that much space up top. It's comfy for traveling. It is not comfy for living. I still live in an apartment, even though I have the food truck. That's just facts. That's just facts. The food truck's just where I do stuff. But I have a separate apartment, alright? I have a separate apartment. But yeah. I guess I also had a TV. No. Did the TV stand come later? I feel like I had a TV stand and a TV. But it was the bare minimum stuff. And then I think once I moved, I added the actual bed to that list. And yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be living here forever. I didn't think I was going to be living here for 10 years, you know? And I guess I should have expected over 10 years despite trying to live a minimalist lifestyle. Yeah, okay, let's back up a bit. Just because I knew I wasn't going to live here forever in this place, I wanted to have as little stuff as possible. So I kind of subscribed to a minimalist lifestyle out of necessity, not because it's like, oh, minimalism. We don't consume too much because everything is transient and whatnot. No, 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 that's not it. That's not it. It's more like I don't want to have to move too much stuff. It's a practical reason. There's a practical reason. I don't get super ideological with my being, if we want to say it that way. But yeah. But I guess eventually over 10 years is a long time for stuff to happen, right? So over 10 years, I inevitably got stuff, but half the stuff I have is like stuff I didn't even get for myself. It's like gifts here that you can't really get rid of because it's kind of useful, like an air fryer. I have an air fryer not because I got an air fryer, but because I was given an air fryer. And I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first because it's like this huge thing that with a very little limited amount of space that I don't know, I feel like if I wanted an air fryer, why not just get a toaster oven? But I guess that's a little bit different, huh? I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, over time you get stuff, and over time you do get collections of things you didn't used to have. Like all the times I went to Japan, I have like 2 drawers full of stuff I got from Japan. Also as well, just all the random cooking equipment I got for myself. Just because I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Before I didn't have like mixing bowls for baking. Now I have like dozens of mixing bowls, dozens of pans and whatnot. And as much as I like cooking, those things take up a lot of space. Baking equipment takes a lot of space. Please, not me. Okay, not me. Man, that was the only hand I was gonna win in this game, right? Okay, fine. You guys fight each other. I'm gonna sit pretty up here and not get into the fights. So close though. So yeah, I mean, I had like a hand mixer at for the longest time, and then I think I was gifted like an actual giant mixer, and I never asked for it, but my family knew I liked to bake, so they got me the giant mixer, and it's like, where the heck am I gonna put this? It's so huge, it's so heavy. And I still have it. It's really good for making bread and pizza dough. Can't deny that. Can't deny that. But it's like, yeah, you get the stuff over time, and eventually your, let's say, 4 boxes from when you move from grad school ends up being 16 boxes right now. I think I have 16 boxes of stuff packed. They're not all fully sealed because there's some of them are waiting, what do you call this, things to fill them up with, and until like on the very last day. And I still need, how many more boxes do I need after this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need like at least 5 more boxes for the rest of the other stuff, because it's just that much. It's just that much stuff left I have to pack. It's ridiculous. I'm just glad I don't have to like drive all this myself, and someone can actually help me, but I still have to do the packing because I don't trust anyone with my stuff. At least I don't trust the movers with my stuff. Even though it's their job, I still don't trust them with it. I still don't trust them with it. Anyway. But yeah, that's the packing situation. Almost there. I know there's gonna be some things there that I won't be able to get rid of until I won't be able to close until like the day before. And I have to I think I already sorted out the stuff I'm going to need initially when I first move in, because like I said, it's gonna take like 5 to 40 days to get my stuff because of the way this moving company works and because of the discounted price and whatnot. So it's like, okay, let's go do that. Let's go do that. And I'm going to possibly not be able to record or stream anything during that time. I will be bringing my PC and mic equipment, but I don't know if it's going to be a good situation for me personally to do any streaming and recording while I wait for my stuff. I don't know, maybe I have to like maybe my streaming setup is going to be in the bathroom for a bit, like, you know, the computer setups that you sometimes see on on social media, where some people I know it's a meme, but still, it's like some people's computer setup is like on the toilet or in the bathtub or somewhere or this like abandoned garage with just concrete and stuff. It's probably not going to be like that, but still, it's not going to be the best situation while I wait for my desk. I cannot bring my desk. I cannot bring my desk with me, and I wish I had enough space to do that. The desk does not fit in the food truck, sadly. The desk is too bulky for that. So yeah, gonna have to do that. Ah, jeez. What are we doing here? Guess we'll get rid of this. I'm not even paying attention to what's happening on the table here, and this is a ranking match. That's like asking for a death wish, but oh well. That's just how it is. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting for however long I have to wait for the stuff to get in. So I need to like get videos going, or at least get videos done in the next week and a half, so that there's actually something on the channel. I did record last night, and I was supposed to edit that video today. I probably will still have time after the stream is over. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, what do you call this? I'm gonna have to record quite a bit more. Maybe some shorter videos that I had planned, but gotta figure out how to do that. Because so far I've been doing mostly Disco Elysium Let's Plays, and those are like 2 hours each. And just because they're 2 hours each does not mean it only takes 2 hours to edit them. I still... Oh crap. Please don't hit me hard. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'm still in first place. We gotta knock this person out. It's not gonna be good if they stay there. But yeah, gotta figure. Yeah, just because the Disco Elysium Let's Plays are 2 hours, I do still edit them. I watch them from beginning to end, and when I make the necessary fixes, it's like double the time of whatever the video is, and maybe even a little bit more. So there's a lot of checking that I do before it actually gets out. So yeah, so maybe I'm gonna try to see what I can like record that's like shorter, so that we don't have to, so that I actually have something that's a little bit easier to watch. I enjoy Disco Elysium quite a bit. The dialogue, the writing is extremely good, and the voice acting is also extremely good. The story, super good. It really reels you in, especially with the voice acting in tow. But I do realize it takes a long time for, and I mean, it doesn't drag. It doesn't drag. That's the thing. It's like 2 hours of problem solving and listening to what people have to say. But for me, those 2 hours fly really, really quickly. I don't know how it is for people watching, but when I watch it back, those 2 hours also seem to fly. At least for me. Please, it's not me, right? A sumo. Okay, we gotta kick this person out. What the heck? Oh no. The one direct hit earlier kind of hurt me, but at least I think it's still okay. Still a decent place. It's just not first place. All right, again. Okay, so yeah, I gotta find something. And possibly the video uploads are gonna be like once a week? Once a week after this week. Just because I don't have much time left, and I don't know how long it's going to take for my stuff to get there. So maybe like once a week for the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe. Yeah, maybe 4 to 6 weeks about once I start moving. Once I actually move. So I could do some I could try to do some stuff. We'll see. I do have ideas. I just haven't found the time. But anyway, I am kind of at a I don't think stalemate is the right word, but I am at the point now where I no longer have boxes, and I have to get some more. Now the thing with the packing, excuse me, the thing with the packing is like, so I was packing everything, right? I was packing the dishes that I wasn't going to be using. I was packing the glassware, silverware, all the kitchen appliances. Kitchen appliances take a lot of space. It's like that is so much space that it takes up, if only because of the amount of padding that you have to do. And at least for me, there's a lot of stuff in the kitchen that I use, so there's that too. But what the heck? Okay, that's probably just 1,000, right? Oh no, it's not just 1,000. I'm gonna get you back, whoever you are. What's your name say? That's Chinese, right? I'm gonna get you back later. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. Mad. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I got pretty much all the kitchen packed away by now. And once I ran out of boxes, it was like 3 p.m. And I could have gone out to get more boxes, right? But do you have any idea how hot it is outside at 3 p.m. this summer? It's hot. And I didn't want to go out in that heat. So it's like, yeah, let's just do it tomorrow. Just go early tomorrow morning. If it's not clear, I am currently not working, so I do have that ability to go out in the morning. I possibly could stream in the morning too, but I use the mornings to tidy stuff up. Maybe in the last week, if we have time, I'll do a few morning streams. But at the moment, mornings are reserved for things, for like housekeeping, literally. And it's a lot easier to do stuff in the morning when people are working, and it's also cooler, a little bit cooler. At least the heat doesn't crank up until at least afternoon anyway. So I'll get my stuff then, do a bit more packing tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be done before the week is over. I'm just gonna be glad once once all of this is done. That's it. I'll be glad when that's all done. In the meantime, moving hasn't been occupying the whole of my mind recently. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Stray. So we played Stray last week, right? We played Stray last week, finished it in 2 playthroughs. If you haven't seen a playthrough of Stray, please watch mine if you have the time. I know a lot of people right now are playing the game, and I do also watch the VODs or streams of people playing Stray because I want to see what the reactions are. It's interesting that a lot of people have mostly the same reactions, especially with how cute the cat is and how the world is. I like it quite a bit. But I do. There's a few things that I know. I feel like some people don't think too much as they're playing, but some people also catch on to. What I'm referring to specifically in Stray is the time period of the game. How far into the future is Stray? I don't know if a lot of people think about this after playing the game or during the game, whether or not it's a stream or you're playing it by yourself. But when I was playing and even afterwards, there is one certain line of the game, one certain piece of the lore, so there's going to be Stray spoilers here, that you find in the slum area, where it's like something of the order, I wrote this number down, something of the order of 2.5 billion days has passed since the robots gained sentience. Think about that, 2.5 billion days. Now, if we take those days literally and convert them into years, that works out to about 6.9 million years. Now we can round that up to like 7 million. That's a lot easier to remember. But 6.9 is also a funny number. So either way, let's just say about 7 million years. Oh, Furi 10. Let's just say about 7 million years. Why do I do this to myself? And it's kind of mind-boggling if you think about it, that about 7 million years ago, according to the game, the robots gained sentience. The robots gained sentience that long ago. And if you look at the clocks in the game, it's not like 12-hour clocks. It's more on the order of 16 hours. Like the clock face is like numbered from 1 to 12 for us. But in the game, it's like numbered 1 to 16. Now, there's a lot of caveats here, and I've been digging around to see what other people, if anyone else has been talking about this time span in Stray. And at least let me present my finding first, and then we'll cross-check with what else I've found. So I was kind of thinking, okay, 6.9, about 7 million years, and we are working on 16-hour clocks, possibly 32-hour days, if time still works the same way. And assuming 60 minutes per hour still, though it might be a little bit different, who knows. I wasn't able to get any information on how hours would work, except that there was a line in the game that said because of gravitational forces and whatnot, the Earth's axis is actually slowing down ever so slightly. And I double checked Google for this one to see if that's true. And lo and behold, it actually is true. It's not to a huge degree though. It's like 1.78 milliseconds every 100 years roughly. But that number kind of varies as the years pass by, so it's not like constant. But if we use that as a constant, it takes roughly, I made notes here. It takes roughly, I think, crap. I don't think I wrote notes. Let's see, 1.78. 1000 milliseconds, 1.78. Say, okay. So it takes a whole, let's say it takes a whole 561 years to make like a 1 second change, like to increase our current time by 1 second. Now, if we multiply that by 60, which is 60 seconds in a minute, and then 60 minutes in an hour, and then the difference between our current time and the game's time, which is like 8 hours, because 12-hour clocks versus 16-hour clocks, that's 4. That's a 4-hour difference times 2, so that's 8 hours. So let's multiply what our current answer by 8. And I get an answer on the order of what is this? 16 million years. A little bit more than 16 million years to make that kind of difference in the clock system. So let's just say robots, right, gained a sentience about 7 million years before the start of the game. If we're taking that piece of information literally, which means humans have been dead for more than 7 million years, extinct even. And to get to where what do you call this? To increase the day from 24 hours to 32 hours takes, at least by the calculations I'm doing, I'm not sure if they're accurate, but these are the numbers I'm getting, 16 million years. However, as I was cross-checking my own math with Reddit and another video I found, it seems like the time scale of the game is much bigger than what my measly calculations would suggest. I think it's something like 2.3 billion years. The game is set approximately 2.3 billion years into the future. Now, I don't know if that takes into account the change in time and whatnot. There could be a whole lot of slew of factors there also, but apparently the math checks out. There's only one video I found on YouTube that ever talks about the time scale of the game, and it for the most part, I think it covered some things I did not think about, like the evolution of the bacteria, how long it takes a bacteria to go from single cell to multi-cell, because the Zerks in the game came from bacteria that what do you call this? Were designed to eat trash and dissolve everything. But eventually they grew into these giant things that kind of look like little zerglings or like head crabs. Now you can probably call that multicellular. There have been some bacteria, single cell bacteria, that are pretty huge. I don't know if single cell bacteria can get that big even with evolution, so we'll have to consider them as multicellular beings, right? And roughly it takes about 2.3 billion years from, I think there was one article that said it took ancient bacteria to go from single cell to multi-cell. It took them 2.8 billion years to get there. Which, okay, fine. that's quite the scale. And there's a lot of stuff that supports that. The main thing that supports that is if the game is accurate to its own thing, the, what do you call this? There's a map at the end of the game that shows you where the city is in the world. And if you look at the map, it doesn't look anything like our continents right now. It's a completely different world with excuse me, I need a little water. Hey Workshop, welcome. How's it going? Oh my gosh. How's it going? I was just talking about moving and stray stuff, and we're on stray stuff right now. But yeah, there was a map at the end of the game that shows you where the city is, what the world looks like, and it's, quite frankly, doesn't look the same at all. It doesn't look the same at all as what we have right now, and I don't know how long it takes for plate tectonics and to shift the world, but apparently 7 million years isn't quite enough to make a huge difference. Like, it would still look roughly the same as it does right now, according to some models. It would take in the order of 200 million years to have any significant change, to like have any significant continental change. Like, the map would change in about 200 million years. 7 million is nothing, apparently. So there is that. Are you serious? It's only that cheap? I'm disappointed. And it just boggles me that that Stray is this huge time thing that you don't think about while you're playing, but if you really think about all the clues you've been given, it's quite interesting, I feel like. So Stray, set in the very far future, no humans, maybe 2.3 billion years into the future. And a lot of stuff has changed. However, I wanted to make a video of this, but I feel like the one video I saw covered pretty much everything that I was going to talk about. And so I may still make the video. I don't know if I will. But the thing I wanted to point out is, if 2.3 billion years has passed in the game, and yes, it is a game, so artistic liberties here and there, how come there's a few things that need to be pointed out? Like, how come the dome has not deteriorated? Because regardless on how sturdy your structures are, the elements will eventually eat away at the steel, the concrete, and whatnot. And I don't know how long ago the dome has existed. I don't know if it's existed for 2.3 billion years. Let's say even just 7 million years. Let's say the city has existed. Okay, that was a bad game. Let's go one more time. Let's say 7 million years a city has existed. That would be more than enough time for nature to break down the walls, the lock, the roof, everything. And you know, basically the city shouldn't exist. The city shouldn't exist even after 7 million years has passed. So it's like, okay, that's one fridge that's one fridge not that's one wild mass guessing thing that you'd have to think about. Other wild mass guessing thing is, even in 2.3 billion years, how come the cat still looks pretty much the same as it did as it does in modern times? You would think some sort of evolution would have happened in 2.3 billion years for the cat to change into something. But no, it looks exactly the same as modern cats. Now, you can probably argue that the cat is smarter in the game than real life cats. And that would be its evolutionary change. Nothing physical, but it would be more of a brain thing. Because if you look at now, you can argue that the cat in the game is only as smart as the person playing it, and such, which is fair. But if you think about it, though, the cat still has to go through some obstacles that normal cats don't, like swinging what do you call this, arms, metal beams. I think metal beams is more accurate. Like swinging metal beams using momentum to get from one place to another. I don't know if cats have a sense of have a understanding of momentum to where like they can, if they keep on pushing on something, it'll just keep going a certain direction if given enough force. I don't know if they have that sort of understanding. And even if they did, that doesn't explain the cat knowing how to, like, just knowing basic tool usage. I don't know if cats use tools. I don't know if cats use tools in real life. But this cat also had to figure out how to solve like problems, bridging problems. Like cat cannot jump so far. So how do we get there? Oh, excuse me. Let me drink a little bit. Okay. So like cat would have to jump so far, but cat cannot find a good place to jump from. So what does cat do? Cat looks around, sees a plank, a wooden plank. Would a cat normally push said wooden plank to make a bridge to cross, so that they can cross? I don't know. At least I haven't researched that far to see if that's something that they do problem solving wise. But if they don't, this cat definitely evolved to have enough brain power to figure out, oh, I need to push this plank so I can cross. I need to use this bucket so I can stop this fan. And also I need to pull these batteries, or whatever you want to call them, these plugs, put them into sockets so I can so I can power these computers. Now, maybe not that exact thought process. The cat may just be doing random stuff and it's like, oh hey, this thing goes here, maybe I should keep doing it more, kind of thing. So there is that. Billions years, cat evolution becomes smart. They can become delivering newspapers. Possibly they'll be the new dogs, right? Because I think dogs can deliver newspapers if you train them to do so. But cats, too independent currently, usually cannot be trained to do that stuff, but they can be trained to do other things with great effort. A lot of effort. They can be trained to communicate, but it takes a lot of effort to do so. Anything. But yeah, at the very least, this cat has evolved to be smarter. If evolution, if any sort of evolution happened in 2.3 billion years. Um, but it's like, is that the only change? You would think there would be some other changes physically, but no, they look exactly the same. So what do you do there? What do you do there? To be honest, monkeys smart so to steal my food so they can hide. Well, the thing about monkeys is they're pretty much like us, right? they're primates, and we basically share the same brain. Basically share the same brain. Teddy Sunday, thank you for following. Thank you for following. So I don't know. I mean, us and monkeys and other apes, we basically share the same brain. We don't think the same way, but we have that capacity to learn, and we also have that capacity for tool use. We also have the capacity for being mischievous. So I feel like we all share that. Cats, on the other hand, I don't feel like cats. I feel like cats don't really have an understanding of being mischievous. Cat just does cat stuff. They see something they can scratch their claws to keep their claws sharp, they will do it. Now you can train them to like not scratch the carpet or not scratch the couch, but they'll probably still have a tendency to do that if left unchecked. You have to tell them no. You have to tell them no. So I guess you can train them a little bit, at least behavior wise. Don't like discourage them or encourage them to use something else. But yeah, monkeys and other apes, other primates anyway, we have the same brain, basically. We just think a little bit differently. Oh crap. Oh, how was I supposed? Oh, I guess I should have paid more attention. I should have paid more attention to that. Okay, anyway. But yeah, it's just kind of funny that nothing else changed with cats in general. But the two major changes though would be the robots, but that took 7 million years basically. Well, I actually know that, who knows how long the robots took to gain sentience, but they've been sentient for at least 7 million years. So there's that. The bacteria, supposedly, the Zerks, supposedly were not that menacing 7 million years ago when the robots gained sentience. Just because I think it was noted somewhere that, at least noted by the robots, like eventually they had the capacity to eat metal, and then robots became scared about them. Or maybe I'm misremembering stuff. I'm still debating if I should make the video or not, pointing out these inconsistencies. Still debating. It will be fun, but I don't know how much work it would take, and I don't know if I have that much time before I leave for the move. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I guess it's not really inconsistencies, but again, it's a game. The devs are trying to tell a story, but you would think there'd be a little bit, just a tiny little bit of evolution that happens in animals. Even the birds. Even the birds that show up at the end of the game look like basically birds right now, if 2.3 billion years have passed. Apparently in animals anyway, 7 million years isn't quite enough to make a significant evolutionary change. I don't know. Maybe for bacteria it will, but for anything bigger than the bacteria, apparently not. I would have to double check what the video said again, and double check some references to make sure I'm not saying anything too egregious, because come on, a YouTube video with light research is not going to be the most perfect. What do you call this? It's not going to be the most perfect. It's not going to be the most perfect research paper. Even a research paper isn't perfect. It's still peer reviewed and stuff like that. I am so dead. But it's something I kind of want to do if I have the time. We'll see. Are we done? I guess we're done. Alright, I really don't have anything else to talk about. So I'm gonna end here for today. Like, I probably could keep going just to get to rank, but the purpose of today was just to talk about some stuff that was on my mind. And I think I accomplished that. So so as far as Mahjong goes, if you guys are not familiar with how I do Mahjong on this channel, I don't play Mahjong for the competition. Though I guess if I'm left alone to it, I will try to rank up, though it's a little bit stressful. So I don't typically, I'm not that competitive with it. It's just something chill to do while talking. And speaking of talking, we'll probably have one more podcast session with Mahjong next week. I'm trying to see what my podcast partners are, what their availability is for next week. So we might have another Mahjong session for podcast before I leave. So yeah, and I'm trying to do these. I'm trying to do these Mahjong games once a week, even if it's just by myself, so that I can at least move my rank a little bit, see how good or bad I am. I think we mostly ended up. I think we came out with a net negative today. Let me double check. Did we come out a net negative today? It doesn't show points. But I was second place in our first game, third place in the second game, and fourth place in the fourth game. So, yeah, that's I think that's an overall net negative for today. Well, it's really hard to get a adept unless you like grind quite a bit. But I don't do that. It's just something chill. It's fun to play. But I'm not too what do you call this, hung up on trying to advance to master. It would be nice if I eventually get to master and eventually saint, but I'm not taking this too seriously. I'm just not. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching and listening to my ramblings. I'm gonna try to stream again on Friday. We are done with SMT5. We finished SMT5 last week, so I'm gonna be playing another game this Friday. One that we're currently working on. I just haven't gotten to again. I don't want to start anything new during this moving process. So except for Stray, that I knew that was gonna be a short-ish game. So I'm glad we did that. And that's done. If you want to see what we did with Stray, please check out the YouTube channel for that VOD. Speaking of which, if you are on Twitch and have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. That is the main channel. I will stream on Twitch so that you guys can also be on the chat also. But yeah, we're gonna try to do something. We're gonna try to not finish, because we won't be able to finish, but we're gonna try to continue another game, one of the games we've been working on before this Friday. So please tune in for that. Probably gonna be roughly the same time, if not an hour earlier. We'll see. Other than that, working on videos, so please keep an eye on that on the channel. Again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And if you like this sort of content, I'm going to try to like relax a little bit more with my presentation style. And let's see, what else. Yeah, basically working on videos for the next week and a half, so that there's something while I'm not streaming because my stuff won't be there. That's it. Oh yeah, okay. That's it. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice rest of your day, Nuggets, and see you later. Good night, and bye-bye.